Is it possible that they maybe got 2012 confused with 2021? I hope not. Let's go ahead and talk about 2012, the 4K release from Sony. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Ken with Mid-Level Media and welcome to my channel for today's 4K review of 2012, this Roland Emmerich film from 2009. But before I get into it, guys, I want to ask that if this is your first time discovering me on the Mid-Level Media channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do all kinds of great, amazing content centered around the world of physical media, new Blu-rays, 4Ks, movie reviews, just all kinds of movie, physical media related content on this channel that I would definitely love for you to come be a part of on a regular basis. Also, guys, go ahead and be sure to hit that like button for me. Also, be sure to comment down below. Did you pick up this newest release from Sony? Are you a fan of this film? Let me know all of that stuff in the comments below. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys, because 2012, and I'm going to talk about the movie first, and then I'm going to give a score to the film, and then we're going to go into a quick unboxing, and then I'm going to talk about the visuals and the audio quality and the special features and all that stuff. But just talking about the film itself, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a fan of this movie when I saw it back in 2009, and after watching it this morning, I'm still not a fan of this movie. To me, this represents kind of the downfall of Roland Emmerich as a director. Not that he was ever some master filmmaker in his career. He never reached the heights of like a Steven Spielberg or anything like that, but he did make a few really good disaster films in the 90s. I mean, you got Independence Day. That's an iconic alien film that definitely has those cheesy qualities to it, but it has far more interesting characters and performances and just charisma and style in that movie than some of his later films like The Day After Tomorrow. And to be honest, I haven't seen that one in a while. That might hold up a little bit better, but to me, this was like the last breath of this disaster movie era, just feeling a little tired and a little old. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's just nothing about this movie that is interesting beyond just the disaster stuff. All of the actors, the performance, I mean, I love John Cusack and a lot of stuff, but this was kind of representing the end of his career as a big star actor. You got Woody Harrelson in this film, who gives this completely batshit off the walls performance, and he's not even really in it that long. I think he gets taken out like 40 minutes in. So this is a movie that, yeah, I've never really enjoyed. And I always operate under the mindset that kind of less is more. In Independence Day, all of the action seems like much more focused and organized and laid out there. In this movie, when shit starts hitting the fan, it just hits and there's just shit flying everywhere and buildings falling down. It's like the end of Man of Steel times like 1,000. Just like buildings flying, streets are like lifting up, being elevated, and like because all the tectonic plates are shifting, because this movie just has such a ridiculous plot line, giving into like all the fears of doomsday prophecies from the 90s, which we'll get into in a second. But John Cusack's just driving this car and there's houses falling everywhere, and there's just nothing realistic at all in the slightest about this. I mean, he's just like, roads are just going up all around. He's like jumping over stuff, and then they get in a plane and they're barely like making it through as like buildings are falling down. It's all completely ridiculous. In no way is it realistic. Like, they would have been crushed like right away. Unlike films like Dante's Peak, which I can kind of point to as like a similar scene where they're driving through the town as everything's falling down. It all feels like you have a good sense of place and a good sense of the fact that they could probably get through that. Those scenes and the way those are shot are just feel more realistic than this one. And even in Independence Day, where you got the fire coming at them, it feels like it's possible for somebody to outrun that, to escape that. In this, the way they frame it, the way they shoot it, it just feels like, look, everything is blowing up and there is no way you are getting out. There's a scene where John Cusack is literally falling in a pit of fire, like halfway down, and he somehow pulls himself up, and they're taking off in the plane, and he runs, catches up with the plane, and jumps inside of it before it takes off. It is just completely unrealistic, and it just takes you out of this film so much. So there's just so many ridiculous things in this movie, and of course this movie came out in 2009, which was the height, I guess, or maybe it was 2008. Everybody was talking about the Mayan calendar and 2012 being the end of the world and all that stuff. So this was kind of came out at the height of everybody's fears. It felt like it kind of died down a little bit after that. And then by the time we got to 2012, nobody really cared about the end of the world stuff anymore. Everybody just passed it off as fiction, which might have been helped by this movie, to be honest, because I think releasing this film kind of just showed people how ridiculous the whole idea of the Mayan calendar stuff was. And yeah, 2012 hit and nothing happened. So yeah, guys, this movie, it's not a good movie. To me, it just represents the worst of what the disaster film can be at its best. A genre that I honestly love, but to me, it reached its peak in the 90s and the early 2000s. And also, it's boring and too damn long. This movie goes way longer than it needs to. I'd say like the first hour is really entertaining, and you know, it's not good, but it's entertaining. I was invested, I was engaged in what was going on, just because there's so many visually stunning things that are happening. Like it's unbelievable. But yeah, after that first hour, and you're forced to like sit with these characters as they try to develop a story and try to develop them as characters and relationships, and all stuff they do terribly. They do a terrible job at, and it's just stupid. I don't like it, and it ends really dumb. It just reeks of that 90s forced emotional cheese that honestly, I don't have time for anymore. So 2012 to me, it's a 5.5 out of 10 for the movie. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing portion of the video. All right, everybody, welcome to the unboxing portion of this video. So I am unboxing Roland Emmerich's 2009 disaster flick 2012 from Sony Studios. And right here, guys, you see you got the 4K Ultra HD at the top. You got the 4K Ultra, the Blu-ray, the digital, nice big thick heading right there. You got 2012, a Roland Emmerich film. You got this PS5 sticker, which I don't know if this is something new that Sony's just going to start putting on all of their releases, just letting you know that you can also play them on PS5. I imagine it's something they'll only probably do for the first year, probably just to promote the new system. But this is a nice image on the cover of one of the more cool moments and scenes from the film when they're flying off from LA right there. You got a pull quote down here at the bottom. Now, one interesting thing to note about this release is this case is very thick. This is a very thick, unusually thick 4K case, which kind of made it stand out for me in the store, and honestly might have been the reason why I purchased this. You got the 2012 on the side, you got the Columbia Pictures at the top, you got the Ultra HD Blu-ray right there. You flip it over, you have more scenes from the film up top. You got all of the special features down here, and there is a lot of special features right there, guys. I'll zoom in on that. Up here at the top, you got the synopsis of the film as well as another pull quote. And down there at the bottom, you have the specs and the casting list. So let's go ahead and take this out of the slipcover. And right here, you have the same image on the front. You have the same spine. You have the same reverse there as well. So let's go ahead and open up this big fat case. Right here, guys, you have the 4K Ultra HD, and thank God we have disc art, ladies and gentlemen. So I am happy for that. And right there, guys, that is really cool, like disaster artwork on the cover right there. Over here, you got the plane kind of flying between the fallen buildings. Now, it does have a regular 4K disc. It has a special features Blu-ray disc, and when you take this out, behind it is the Blu-ray version of the film with special features included as well. So special features on 2 discs. One with the feature of the Blu-ray, and then you have the 4K disc as well. So let's go ahead and close this up, guys, and get back to the audio visual special features portion of this video. All right, guys, so for the packaging of this, I'm going to give it an 8 out of a 10. It's just, there's nothing special about it. I thought the fact that they might have done something with the thick case, and maybe there would have been like a booklet or something within it that would have warranted such big packaging, but it's really nothing. It's just a 3-disc set, something they could have put in a normal 4K package. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I do like the cover. I like the artwork that they use on it, and it's packaged well enough to kind of keep your discs, you know, in place and secure, and I appreciate that. For the visuals of this film, guys, if you really enjoy this movie, if this movie is your bag like it's not mine, then I can't recommend this 4K transfer enough. It looks amazing. The only thing that I will say is that it is so detailed in what it's showing, that this movie is also so clearly digital, and there's nothing practical about it. Like, you can tell all of this stuff is fake, all the things that are going on. It looks incredible, but you know that a computer made all of these images. So it kind of, like I said, it takes you out of it, and there's just so much going on. It's ridiculous. So, but honestly, guys, the visuals, everything looks fantastic. All the colors pop, the blacks look great. Like, everything about the 4K transfer to this looks fantastic. The only knock I can give against it is the fact that it really just makes you notice and highlights the fact that everything in this movie is just fake and digitally done. So audio, guys, too, like I said, I'm watching this on a regular soundbar, a Sony soundbar. It sounds amazing. It's completely immersive. And everything that it does. Like I said, the disaster sequences, as ridiculous as they are it's like super entertaining and well done, and you feel like you are in there with them as they fly through the city and everything's falling on them. So the sound's absolutely fantastic. So for the audio, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. The special features, guys, this movie has a lot of special features. On the 4K disc itself, it actually has that Discovery Channel 2012 apocalypse documentary that they did back I guess back in 2009, maybe at the height of this stuff. But they also have more special features on the Blu-ray disc itself. The picture-in-picture, Roland's vision. They spotlight Roland Emmerich as the master of the end-of-the-world director. There's some making-ofs in this film, deleted scenes, interactive Mayan calendars. So if you're into all that stuff, you know, I'm really not. And to be honest, I didn't watch every single special feature. I kind of skimmed it because watching this movie after 2 hours and 40 minutes, I had my fill of 2012, so I didn't watch every special feature, but this has a lot of stuff to dig into. So for the special features, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. So with that, guys, we are finished with my review of 2012 on 4K. Let me know in the comments below if you picked this up this week. What do you think of this movie? Is it one of your favorite disaster films of all time? No judgment here. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Let me also know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on all bell notifications for future videos, and we'll see you next time.